Gentlemen, Patrick of the LVB. Let's give it up for him. All right, so this is super exciting. We are getting to the point of our very first reveal tonight here at the 2019 SEMA show. And what's fun is that these are real cars that really get driven, but not always up real ramps, right? So as our team gets this thing situated to come on up, I wanted to make sure that everybody's having a great time tonight. Everybody gets something to eat, gets something to drink. How cool is this, right? So, I'm gonna step out of the way.
That's Kindig's car.
And we're gonna bring up a gentleman who is no stranger to the SEMA reveal stage as he airs down to make a statement. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our good friend, Mr. Dave Kindig.
Hey, Dave.
How are you? Good evening, guys. How is everybody? Hope Vegas is treating you guys good, just like it is us. Kindig Design. We have 6 vehicles here with some really good friends. We love the industry, and I actually want to introduce you all to a very special friend of mine. This is Wyatt. He's going to be my co-pilot this evening. Wyatt's quite the car guy. He could tell me everything about the new Corvettes, everything about the cars that I'm building. I'm like, how do you know this much stuff? You're 12 years old. So he's been a great part of my evening, and I really appreciate you being in the passenger seat, bud. Thank you.
Awesome, Wyatt. Does he fit in a tuxedo? We might have a use for him.
Perfect. As long as he can still wear the Kindig hat.
There you go. So Dave, tell me what you brought out. This thing, it looks familiar, but not like it was ever made before.
Yeah, so we call this the Double Deluxe. It actually started out, it's a good friend of mine, Cecil, that's the president of the Volkswagen Bus Transporter Club in Salt Lake City. And he made the mistake after 3 years of building this in St. George. He pulled it from the builder and brought it up to Salt Lake. He took it over to Justin at the upholstery shop in my building to have him look at doing the upholstery, and he made the mistake of letting me see it. So I said, I think you ought to get rid of this piece of junk. Well, I made him an offer on it. His wife heard how much it was. It wasn't an enormous amount, but it was good money. And she says, new kitchen. So we just did the reveal last week. You know, a lot of the stuff, I mean, this bus has got so many cool little things going on. I'm a big Volkswagen guy, if you follow where I've come from.
Absolutely.
So this is thank you. So 67 double cab. They only made them 3-door. This one's now a 4-door. It also has semaphore turn signals, and of course it has the sliding sunroof from Grumpy's, as well as the porthole windows. It's on full air ride from AccuAir. It's got the 17-inch chrome Fuchs wheels. We have the Bernie Bergman fan shroud set up that looks like a Porsche 911 fan shroud. So 1915 cc's. It's about 140 horsepower, and it just rock and rolls. It's beautiful.
Well, and to back up just a bit, so these were called in German, the Doppelkabin, right? So the double cabin. And these were generally utilitarian work trucks.
Right.
And you've blended it with the high-level Samba full bus, like the 23 window style.
Exactly. And then, you know, there was a lot of things about the buses that are so collectible and so iconic, and people that really know what they're looking at on the deluxe buses and the barn doors and the earlier buses, you know, like a walkthrough, they never did that on a double cab. And so the things that Cecil had started out to really try and, capture a deluxe version of a double cab, he did such a nice job, I had to have it.
Well, you did an amazing job on making all of those attributes appear like they were born on this thing.
Right. Well, that's always the idea with when we do some styling stuff. We want to make it look like that's the way it may have come from the factory. And the modern classic paint. We have our paint line with Axel Nobel. This is actually Magic Marshmallow, which is a very vintage, almost like an ivory white. And then of course our Manic Red, which is kind of reminiscent of something that would be on like a Duesenberg or an Auburn, something just very clean, classy, a little on the orangish brown side of red. So it's just a very clean, classic, antique look.
Well, they go together perfectly, especially with the trim, the polished trim brake. Lord knows there's probably hundreds of modifications that don't jump right out at you, which is what is so cool about your creations. Where can somebody see the Double Deluxe this week here at SEMA?
Actually, the Double Deluxe is going to be at our 18-wheeler right here next to the Ford Rowdy House, I guess is what you would call it.
Right.
So the test track over here, we're going to be right across, right next to Hot Wheels. We've got a wonderful display, as well as we have a lot of our paint supplies, or our paint colors rather, on display out there as well. So pop on by, say hi. We're going to actually be hanging out more at the rig this year than we have in the past, so please come on by, say hi.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Kindig,
Thank you.
Double Deluxe. Wonderful job, buddy. Patrick. Let's send them off.